Oh, there we go. All right, so we got chats down here. Enter checks for chat. Hide chat view. No, I want to see. Any chats that we get. See what happens. Do I get to see my chat? There we go. All right. So totally new. Thinking I'm liking this. This is pretty good. I can't argue with this one. Let's see. Am I going? Let's see. Are we streaming currently? And I need to get into my videos. If you're coming in, I am playing around with a new feature app. I'm not sure what this is doing for my streams live. Alright, is this current streaming software private? This one's public. I don't want that one. What is this one? Scheduled. I'm live now. Let's see if it's throwing it out. This one we want to get rid of. It's private. I'm trying to see what this one is doing. Alright, so we got that one taken care of. I don't want to see that. Nope. That's the one that should be private. Let's go to my channel. Let's see. View my channel. View my channel. Hey, from Alaska. That's where I'm at right now. So it doesn't look like I'm streaming right now. So if I am, I don't know where it is. So this one is not working. Or it doesn't appear to be. Or if it is, it's not public. Or I am like right now. Yeah, see, that's not even supposed to be up right at the moment. It says that I'm going live, but I don't know where it is. Oh, there's my settings. Now I'm going to go public. It didn't say it was public yet. Alright, so now we should be live. Let's see, does that working now? Let's see what's happening. Am I live? Oh, looky there. How about that? I am live now. Yay, I'm public. You can see me as if y'all didn't need to see me enough. All right, so now we're sitting here. We're playing around. Whoop. There we go. Now, currently applied. Dun, dun, dun. I want to edit that. I'm just playing, so guys, y'all just kind of hang loose right there. I'm going to switch over to insulin resistance. I don't want to delete that. I wanted to add that. So welcome in. I am Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. If you're in here, I am... I usually go live, and I am trying a whole new thing. Let me know where you're coming in from. I see I got a couple of people coming in. This is kind of new to me. I'm playing around with a new feature software, so kind of having fun. I do health and wellness, so I'm trying to check things out a little bit and trying a new feature. So hey, how are y'all doing? Come on in. Welcome in. Type in the comments where you're coming in from. I'm Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. It is almost 7 p.m. Normally I'm doing talks on health and wellness. If you're a Gen Xer and you are sick of being sick, that's a big thing that I talk about. But right now I'm playing with the new software and trying to figure it out. So I figured I'd go live and play around and goof off a little bit. So let me know where you're coming in from. If y'all would say hi or something, I'm trying to... Everybody still there? Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that, for the thumbs up. If y'all would, if somebody would just say, hey, let me know where you're coming in from. I'm trying to figure out the chat features. Hey, Cesar, thank you. Thank you. You are the winner tonight. Yes, somebody finally did something, so I know it's actually working. Yay! Awesome. So, yeah. Hello there, Kurz 3D. Thank you so much. Hey, from Iowa. Awesome. Good to see you guys coming in tonight. Awesome. Glad that you're here. It is late night. Hey, from Kentucky. All right, we're in Kentucky. Idaho is better. Okay, I've lived in Kentucky. I've been to Iowa. I've lived in Idaho, and I've lived in Kentucky. My late wife was from Kentucky. Idaho. We're in Idaho. Iowa, I've been through Iowa. I haven't lived there though. Curse from Washington State. Hello from Canada. Hello. Tell me, Wingo. Where is Wingo? My late wife was from Pikeville, Kentucky. Where is Wingo? Why does that sound familiar? And Idaho. Where in Idaho are you from? I lived in Bonners Ferry for 2 years. My wife now, Dr. G, we got married and lived in Bonners Ferry for 2 years. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Another one from Kentucky. Oh, man, you guys are racking it up here. I have family in Oklahoma. Durant is where my family is, near the Sun Valley area. Okay. Jordan, welcome in. Kentucky chicken. I don't know. I didn't get the symbol, so... Kentucky chicken. Love my Kentucky fried chicken. I'm a fried chicken guy. And from Greenland. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I've been to Iceland. I haven't been to Greenland. Got to go to Iceland a couple years, 2 years ago? 2 years ago I went to Iceland. So awesome. Oh my gosh, that is totally cool. It's 45 minutes from Mayfield, Kentucky. Okay, very good. I do miss Kentucky. I like Kentucky. I backpacked a lot of Kentucky. Love Kentucky. Jordan Bailey, you're from Greenfield, but you're living in Canada. Awesome. Can tell me Kentucky's people love with top one food. Well, I will tell you that I learned in Kentucky, it's honestly not necessarily fried chicken. Kentucky brown. If you never had a Kentucky brown, dude, I miss that. Oh man, that's something that people in Kentucky love. You get a Kentucky brown, oh man, I had one of those in Lexington. I'm trying to remember the restaurant. I'd never had, that's a whole nother thing. I didn't eat a lot of them, thankfully. That would have probably definitely helped me dealing with diabetes. Woo! No, I had enough other stuff. None of those fried chickens did a lot of that. So, awesome. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank y'all for jumping on. So, yeah, I'm Coach Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska, so it is late. Have you ever went to Germany? I have been to Germany. I went to the Christmas markets 2022? 2024. 2024, I went to the Christmas markets. There's a restaurant in I know where Murray, Kentucky is, but I've never been to the Stock Egg. I never went to the Stock Egg. I lived in Wilmore, Kentucky for 4 years. I went to seminary at Asbury Theological Seminary when I got my Master of Divinity. And that does not mean that I learned how to make candy there. You got this. All right. Not sure what that was supposed to be. Or Wopel J. Mike, I am told y'all are blowing me away. This is totally different. I've been on. I've said this before. I was on TikTok for a year, and TikTok, oh God, has totally been a pain in the butt. Have you ever been to Japan? You were in Japan 6 years ago. My daughter lives in Japan. I have not. I have not been to Japan. Being up in Alaska, it's actually it's easier. It's faster for me to get to Japan than it is to get to Florida. Isn't that craziest thing? I live in the United States, and it's easier for me to get to Japan than to Florida. But I haven't been to Japan yet. My daughter is over there. Clay Arnold, thank you so much, and Jesus Christ loves you as well. Bless you, brother. And thank you for saying that. There's sometimes I think I am an ordained clergy, actually. So that is actually something I believe very much with my whole heart. And even though there's times, I tell you what, there's times I have to go, God puts up with a lot when it comes to me. Whoo, man, if there's a of course, there's a lot of us probably that God puts up, and the people in our churches put up with a lot. So, yeah, so a big part for me has been to, I'm a pastor, so I talk a lot about being healthy, whole body, mind, and soul. That's a big part of what I do on my channel, and I'm really trying to talk more about that. A big part of what I do is health and wellness. I go by as the wellness preacher. I used to be, and I'll still go by Jedi Pastor Ken, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I've been that for a long time. Don't know about you guys. I got 3 shelves, 4 Bibles. Dude, that's a lot. That is a lot. I don't know how many I have. Actually, most of mine are in boxes right now. But definitely, wow. That's a lot of shelves, my friend. That's a lot of shelves. I've got a lot of my resources that I have are now digital. So yeah. Want to know my favorite place I've been in? Jordan Bailey, I don't know, man. Throw it out there. Why not? Let me tell you. Tell me what's a favorite place you've been in. With keeping it PG, please. Keep it PG. All right, we want to be respectful here, if you will. That could go a lot of ways. You've been to Alaska. We're in Alaska. I don't read them. You collect them. Okay. Books I collect. I collect a lot of old books. I have a lot of. I'm a Methodist clergy, so I collect a lot of old John Wesley. My Bibles are not a whole lot. Jordan, where in Alaska is it, buddy? I live in Anchorage, Alaska, as a matter of fact. And thus, Healthy Together, the AK of Healthy Together is Alaska. So, y'all tell me something. Like I said, I'm kind of getting new to being live on here. What are y'all looking for? I'm just curious. I'm really curious. This is such a different format from being on TikTok. Have you ever been to Decatur, Illinois? No, I've been through Illinois. I cannot recall going through Decatur. I cannot recall being through Decatur. If it's somewhere between Kentucky and St. Louis, that straight shot over there, then maybe I probably have. I probably don't remember it. I drove that for a few years when I lived in St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, what do y'all look for? What are folks on YouTube, particularly for lives? Like I said, it's really a lot different. I'm kind of getting a feel for it. About what people do on here. And I'm sorry the lighting is really kind of crap where I'm at right now. Y'all caught me on here. I was just playing around. Um, Chicago West. Wow, boy, you're really digging into something there. I was born in Decatur. I moved to Mayfield in 2019. Chicago West. That's funny, man. People do usually do lives on Roblox. Yeah, I had somebody that went by Roblox the other day. I was like, I don't even know what that is. Um, I'm gonna see if I can add a little. There we go, a little bit more light in here. Oh, is that better? That's really weird. Is there if I have diabetes? I was diagnosed with metabolic syndrome 30 years ago. I can feel the neuropathy. Sojo 2112. Is there a single blood test that can determine if I have diabetes? So typically it's your A1C. I recommend having your doctor do a fasting insulin. The first thing we want to do, I mean, that really is the game changer right there. If you're over a 5.7 A1C, then you're a diabetic. If you're over 5.7 to 6.4, you're pre-diabetic. If you're over 6.4, so 6.5 and above, that would be diabetic. So if you've got metabolic syndrome, if you've got neuropathy in your feet, you're probably there. Metabolic syndrome is a condition that addresses three different things. So of five. So one is waist circumference. If these sound right to you, you can tell me which ones you have. So waist circumference, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high LDL, and low HDL. The biggest thing we want to do is to bring that down. That is a huge thing. That insulin resistance. Your insulin resistance score is super easy to do, and that is taking your most recent blood lipid panels, your triglycerides number, divide them by your HDL. You want to have that below 1.5, ideally. If you're 2 and under, you're good. If it's over 2, you are insulin resistant. Clay Arnold, hey man, thank you so much. You have a blessed day, my friend. And as you said to me, I say to you, Jesus loves you. God loves you very much. High blood pressure, high LDL, and probably yes on one of the others. Hey, King Drip, what are you up, man? It's late, man. Good to see you. Sojo. So then you've got metabolic syndrome. Yes, you found me. Did you know on my birthday I'm going to LA? Jordan, how would I know that if you didn't tell me? How would I know you were going to LA on your birthday if you didn't just tell me right now? I sleep about 16 hours a day. So Soja, what are you, you don't have to get too personal. If you want to message me later, we can do that too. But, what medications are you currently on? You have all the signs of certainly metabolic syndrome. If you don't have diabetes, it's going to be that A1C that you're going to want to have your doctor do. But you definitely have insulin resistance, and we've got to get that reversed. On my channel, if you watch some of my videos, I talk about that. And actually, I do that specifically, typically every morning at 8:30 a.m. I do, King Drip has been on some of those. What all have I missed? King Drip, I'm just shooting the breeze right now and talking with people that come in. Sojo, we've talked about a lot of stuff. You can go back and look at everything. I just started. I wanted to get a new software. I wanted to experiment with something different. So I'm not usually on at this time, but I was like, why not? Losartan 100. That's it. Okay. So if you go back and look, Sojo and I were just talking about metabolic syndrome and about diabetes, which is the area that as a nutrition coach that I focus on. So Losartan, So yeah, you're definitely, everything that you're saying is that it's insulin resistance, and insulin resistance, diabetes is insulin resistance on steroids. So that's kind of my way of putting it. No steroids necessarily have to be involved. Um, so the things that I talk about is, Sojo, I was diagnosed with diabetes back in 2023. I reversed that. My wife and I was diagnosed pre-diabetes. I was on other medications. I was on metoprolol for high blood pressure. I was on 4 medications at the time. They weren't for that, other than the blood pressure one. Oh, Jordan, that is really sweet of you for saying that. No, I'm much older than 38 to 39, but I appreciate that. I wish I was 38, 39. I feel closer to 24, 25, but no, I will be turning 55 this year. So usually my wife looks younger than I do, and she's older than I am. You're right, King Drip. You had told me about that. Yep, yeah, King. I got that. Yeah, I know. I can imagine. Um, Jordan, you're 19. Um, so Sojo, are you still? If you're still here, give me a yes, because I want to be able to help. I know we're kind of a little bit all over the place, and that's kind of standard for these lives. Well, congratulations. So the videos that I have are going to help with that. The thing that we want to make sure that we need to do, there's 2 things to start doing, and I talk about them a lot, is meal order. So we want to eat fiber, fats, and proteins is going to be the first thing that we want to do. You're 63, and I put off long enough. Time to do something before it really hurts me bad. I don't want my feet. Dude, I get that. That is my biggest fear about diabetes. As a pastor, I have sat with many families going through that. We need to get that under control. So I want to share with you. So if I can get this to pull up. So let's see what I can share with you real quick. So I'm going to pop this up right out of the gate. So this is the whole issue that we're talking about, really, is insulin resistance. Right? And so some of those signs that you're dealing with, neuropathy is up on there. My wife had that. I had early stages of that in my feet when I was diagnosed. So I totally get what you're talking about when it comes to that. So we want to fix that. The thing is, I just, and it's not your fault, but this is a big part, which is why I talk about meal sequencing. So when we eat, because one of the big things, it's not your fault. That's the one thing that I definitely want to tell you, is what we have is a problem that we eat all the time. And every time we eat, our blood sugar spikes and our insulin's going to increase. It's kind of weird. I'm doing this holding my phone. I should put it on a stand. But, and when that happens, our insulin is always trying to push it down. So we get in this whole scenario, we're eating all day long, and particularly we're eating all these foods that have had the fiber stripped out. Now, most people don't understand the reason that's important, because, and I pointed an apple in particular, because that is pectin. That around an apple, the peel is pectin. Now, people just think it's a peel. It's just like protecting the fruit. Awesome. No, I don't believe in coincidences either, Sojo. As a pastor, I call it prevenient grace. God brought you here for a reason, and I'm on here apparently to be here. So here's the thing: when you take that peel off, you take that pectin off, you get apple juice. Now, when you go to the hospital, they're going to not really throw, but they're going to throw at you apple juice. Why? To get the sugar up, because all apple juice is sugar water at that point. All apple juice is sugar water at that point. So what we want to do is to address how we're eating. And I talk about 2 things. There's really 2 key habits that we can do that will make all the difference in the world. And so what you want to do, You drink, that's not healthy because that's a carb. Alcohol is a carb. So that it is. But our food plays a big role in it. So, and what I'm going to share with you, actually, I've got a number of friends that this has helped with that have struggled with alcohol. But what we want to do is change two particular habits. We want to change the order that you're eating your food in. And the way to do that is fiber, fats, and proteins. And so what we want to do is we want to start a meal off, just thinking about it this way, start it off with a salad. Because if we go to the steakhouse and we start with all that free stuff they bring us, right? They bring us free food. You think about and I'm going to throw it out to everybody that's here. When you go to the steakhouse, what is the free food they bring you that you don't have to pay for it and you can get as much of it as you want? If y'all know what that is, type it in the comment. Your papa has cirrhosis of the liver, right? Okay. So yeah, we want to get that cleaned out. I'm glad, Sojo, that you have a relationship. That is awesome. I am really just starting this channel to address this, and I go by the wellness preacher. I'm nutrition coach and clergy, your grandpa. So the liver does a lot of work. It is the main filter of the body. And so we want to help the liver as much as possible, especially when we put a lot of junk in it. So we got to take care of that. So what we're talking about tonight is this is going to be key if we will sit there and address that. Yeah, in time you would have. And I'm glad that you got here. I told my wife about you, so I'm excited, Kate. She was like, awesome, we got it early, and that's good. So what we want to do is we want to change that order of eating. So we want to focus on fiber, fats, and protein. So start with a side salad. Don't eat the bread first. The bread is a simple carbohydrate. Breads, rice, pastas, corn, potatoes are going to spike that blood sugar more than anything. It's sugar is really what it is. It gets digested right in the mouth, and King and I were talking about the other day about how important that is. Dr. G, my wife, is a dentist, so we talk about this a lot. So what we want to do is we want to address that. So we eat fiber, fats, and proteins. We want to make sure Yep. But the fiber is even better for diabetes. What fiber is going to do is it is a carb that breaks down. The steak is awesome. That's where I was going to go next, right? But what we want to do is we want to get that fiber first. Fiber actually, it gets converted. Remember what the pectin does. It controls the blood sugar. So when we have fibers, particularly that side salad, that's going to help bring down, and it coats the esophagus. It coats, because the stomach is more like a bag. It's not a blender. So whatever you eat first is going to coat everything else. So we start with a fiber because you're wanting to reverse insulin resistance and diabetes right now. That's king. That's the key part of this. So whatever we eat first, it settles first, and it stimulates the body to make GLP-1. Okay. We'll talk about that. I just want to go through this a little bit with Sojo because I want to help. So that's the first thing we want to do. Then we get the proteins, we get the steak, then we get the fats in there, and we leave the bread for the end of the meal. The second thing is to practice intermittent fasting. And the reason we do that is because by going to intermittent fasting, we go to 2 meals a day rather than eating all day. Well, if the first thing I tell people is start with cutting out snacks. If we cut out snacks, that's huge. It allows the pancreas to settle down, not have to make so much insulin. If we get to then going 2 meals a day, we're going to eat until we're full. Now, that's a huge part of this. Now, I love my fried chicken, my fried catfish, and I love my mama's banana pudding. If you get between me and my mama's banana pudding, I'm going to open a can of whoop ass on somebody, okay? But it's knowing how to eat it and when to eat it. But you want to eat until we're satiated. We want to eat until we're satisfied. When we do that, we're going to feel full longer through the course of the day. All right? Yes. Okay. Um, okay. So, Sojo. So yes. And the reason is very much part of it's going to be the alcohol. Part of it has to do with that insulin resistance. Um, and because the mouth, my wife will tell you, the mouth is the window to all metabolic health. Um, so that's that you're talking about having issues with diabetes and insulin resistance in the mouth. What you're talking about is exactly what's happening. So you are really at a key point. Um, let's see. Hey King. It's okay. Just let me have the conversation. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got you. When you get to be our age, right? When it gets to be our age, Sojo, it's hard to really get thrown off, right? Um, it nothing really harms us much anymore. We've taken a lot of crap through the years, right? So so if we do that, what that's going to do is going to bring down the insulin levels naturally, and it's going to prove better than doing trying to do calorie restrict because we're not talking about weight here. Although we might be. I know for me that was part of it. Right? I got a lot of hard bark on me. Um, oh, King's my buddy. King's here. King will be here. We follow along each other. He's the man. Um, uh, so the thing that I'm going to recommend too, Sojo, is this is part of what I do with Dr. G and I. We run Healthy Together and Feeling Great. That's our coaching business. So we work one on one with clients. The other part is we do two products that are the Feel Great system. There is a tea, which if you've been on, you may have seen me drink. This is Unamate. This is going to help with the liver. This actually, the chlorogenic acid that's in here is better than anything on the market. So it helps to purify or to cleanse your liver. That's a big part of what it does. And when I sit there and talk about it is hugely helpful for so many people with fatty liver disease. Alcoholics have found it incredibly helpful to clean out that and strengthen the liver. And so one of my friends, colleagues that I work with, actually had stage 4 liver disease, was able to reverse it, had already donated a liver, has reversed it drinking the tea. So it's going to help on a cellular level. It's going to make intermittent fasting easier. It's going to give you energy through the course of the day. The second thing is a fiber product. Now I'm a big believer we ought to eat our fiber, but there's the fiber product is the second part. It is balance. And when you order the product, you drink that balance right before your meal. And so it basically takes the place of the salad if you need that. It helps to lower those blood sugars. It was studied at the Cleveland Clinic, the number one heart hospital. It helps to lower triglycerides and LDL, increases HDL. It helps with blood pressure. It also helps, it works like metformin. So it's going to help with lowering that postprandial glucose spike. That's, again, what it did for me. I was a 6.9 with my A1C, took it down to a 5.4. So everything for me, it was a game changer. So you don't have to do the protocol. If you would like to work one-on-one with me and Dr. G, you get us. We get all the support that we can give you. Personally, you get our phone numbers. We have phone calls. We talk. We help on a meeting plan. That's awesome, King. That's awesome. Very good. Yeah. What questions do you have for me? Joe, if there's more than I can help with, because I'd like to make sure we get you started on a path to healing. I've walked that path. I work with a lot of people who are diabetic, and talking about those fears. I know that amputation, that is scary as all get out. Losing the eyesight, and people don't realize that's probably the big things. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you come back and you reach out to me. All my contact information is up there. You can reach out to me at any point in time. And I'd be happy to share with you. Like I said, tomorrow morning I'll be live. I usually have webinars that I bring in. Yeah, Jordan, yeah, I will be on at 8:30 in the morning. But like I said, I've got a bunch of lives. I got a lot of doctors and medical professionals, and my wife does lives with me. Jordan, you can call me Ken, but I appreciate that. Healthy Together is our channel, but I'm Coach Ken. You can just call me Ken. That works just fine too. Is this my first ever video? Jordan, no, it is not. I actually have, if you go, I have a real estate channel that's actually under my name, Ken Hagler, called Living in Alaska. And it originally was I have some videos, I think, still up there from part of my ministry. And if you go to my channel, there is a bunch of videos. If you go to my TikTok, there's a massive amount of videos. But I usually make a bunch. Hey, so Joe, you are so very welcome. And I will, if, I'm not sure how this is going to post on my page, because I always save these lives. So it will be here for the future. And I'd be happy to do a coaching session any point in time. I do those pretty regularly as well. And like I said, the 4:30 in the morning and afterwards is usually pretty good. But man, you have a good night's sleep. And we've got a lot of links up there to help with. There is a Facebook group that I encourage you to join as well. It goes by the same name. It's Healthy Together and Feeling Great. You can join that on Facebook. Is our Facebook coaching place, and it's free for anybody to come join. It is all about nutrition. And we are actually doing a blood sugar challenge right now. We're day 10 of that. So, man, you have a good night. Jordan, so why do you ask if this is my first ever live video or first ever video? Does it feel like I don't know what I'm doing or what? What is that? Welcome in, everybody. I see we got some more folks that have come through tonight. I'm Coach Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. Wanting to say, hey, like I said, I've been doing just the standard YouTube, and I think there's I think in the bottom of the page, there's a watermark. I'm trying out Prism. I needed something different. I don't like TikTok anymore. It's not a very fun place to be as a creator, because my lives don't get saved. And there's a lot of time that's spent. And we usually have great conversation. And I hate to lose that. And I feel like everybody here is like so much more up to talking and everything. So Jordan, you didn't answer my question. Why do you ask if this is my first ever video? I just got to ask. If you're still here. Jordan left. Why'd he leave? Oh, man. Bummer. Oh, well. So Sojo's left. Jordan left. King, you're still here. And then there's like some other people. I never saw your channel. That is why. And I'm new. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's all right, Jordan. Not a problem. Yeah, well, you know, I don't know how many millions of people are on YouTube. So this is not a normal time. This is not a normal time I go live. Normally, my wife's home and we've got stuff we've got to do. So my evenings are pretty much booked. So, King, I'm glad, man, and I'm going to be here for you. You have jumped on, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all your support, and I like building community. Even, I'm a Gen Xer, but it's cool. And I think there's gonna be some big changes in the next couple weeks for me and my wife. So we're kind of at a turning point, both in what we do as coaches, but it's just a lot of stuff. So I cannot say anything yet. I cannot say anything yet. But a big part of what I do, I've always been. We're friends, yes, we are, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate the fact that you're here. What is your favorite place you've been in? You know, wow. I'm surprised. I've been to a lot of places. Not as many as a lot of folks. I will say there's two things that I love to be more than anywhere else. I love to travel with my wife, and I love to go. Any place that I'm with my wife is always awesome. My favorite place to go with her has been when we have gone to Rome. We've gone to Rome, Italy, a couple of times. And I think that's my favorite place to go and be with her. The second place that's right with that is I love to be turkey hunting. And if that offends anybody, don't let the door hit you on the way out. I love to turkey hunt. And that's one of my favorite things to do. Sitting under a tree, calling and talking to wild turkeys, and yeah, there's just nothing like it. Let's see. Yeah, I will be here. Well, I know you got stuff to do, King. You got school. You got a lot of things to do. I've got work. There's no way you can't be here all the time. But I appreciate you being here. I really, really do. And your support and the comments and the likes and helping me to build this channel, I will not forget. You have been here really right within the first couple of weeks when I started going live. You popped on here and you've been right here and supporting, and I appreciate that. There's probably one of the hardest things to do is to build a channel here on any social media platform, because the consistency and going live is so important, and to be here. And as a creator, it's what do you bring to the table, and I keep learning that. It's I'm 54, turning 55. I've been on a heck of a journey of life. I'm a widower, remarried. I'm a cancer survivor, diabetes survivor, stroke survivor, things that I never imagined. Here's one thing I don't talk. I had somebody say one day, "Are you AI? You got to be AI." And I was like, AI doesn't like chop fingers off. So I mean, it's like, man, you can definitely, Jordan. I'll tell you if I won't answer it, but yeah, you can always ask me a question. I made it to 50 before I removed part of my body. This is a little piece of physics. So a pinky and plywood cannot occupy the same physical space in the same moment. Just want to keep y'all aware of that. What is your height? You guys ask the craziest questions on these lives. I am 5'6". I am 5'6". So yeah, I'm not a big guy. I'm a pretty short dude. And my son is taller than me. I think my son is 5'8", 5'9". So yeah, my dad is shorter than me. By about, he keeps saying that he's not, but my dad's like 85 now, and yeah, he's about 2 inches shorter than me. King, you're 5'4". But you're only like 13, dude. You're growing, right? I'm fun-sized. Doubtful optimist. Hey, doubtful optimist. Good to see you, buddy. Fun-sized, right? There you go. There you go. Fun-sized. Have you ever thought how much not much fun size is? It's like, what is fun about having a small Snickers? I'm 5'4.5", 5.5, something like that. Gotcha. Jordan 6'5", dude. You're a tall dude, man. You don't like being this tall. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. You shoot. There's so many people that want to be that tall. I'm guessing you always get. I'm only guessing. I don't want to assume, but I'm guessing people always ask you if you play basketball, right? And if you don't, right? You get all kinds of crap. You know, it's a sad thing the way people are, but a big part of it is I hit my head, right? I can imagine. I like the night streams more than the morning where I can lay in my bed in the dark. I got you. I have to do it because I got to go to work. You know, I do have things that I can't do the live stream, so I have to get them. And the morning is just, it always is better for me. And the night ones, can I say some inspiration? King, absolutely, absolutely. I've added a fifth question. So if you've been on my live, and you've been the only one, I think, the optimist up here, doubtful optimist has been on before. You'll know I used to have 4 legs on the stool of health. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? Who are you encouraging? And I've added a 5th one, and that is, so I love inspirational stuff, is how are you elevating your spirit? I really want to be more attentive and focused on being the pastor that I'm called to be. So put the inspirational stuff. Inspire us, my friend. Inspire us. Your dad is 6'9". That is probably, that probably plays into it a whole lot. Probably does, no doubt. And that door, your mom is 6 foot. Okay. Yeah, you got some height there. Yeah, that's going to be there. That you're definitely got that. Welcome in, folks that are coming in. I see folks kind of coming in and out. I am Coach Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. Feel free to put in the comments where you're coming in from. Would love to hear. I am a nutrition coach, ordained clergy, the wellness preacher, and but we're just kind of shooting the breeze right now. If you want to talk nutrition, you want to talk mindset, you want to inspire us, as I'm King, going to put something out there. People bully if you're too fat, but they do if you're too skinny. They bully you when you're too short, but they do when you're too tall. Is what I'm saying, is to be yourself. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And learn to love yourself. That is key. That is key. I would encourage anybody each day to take some time and to find out what affirmations that you need to say. I have a phrase that I say every day. I try to look in the mirror. I say, you are worthy, you are capable, you are confident, you are caring. And the way I say it is, I'm worthy, I'm capable, I'm confident, I'm caring. I'm worthy, I'm capable, I'm confident, I'm caring. And I look myself in the eyes and I say that to myself every single day. One of my buddies I work with, Mikey Rauschenstein. Mikey pushed me to say, you need to do this on those days when it's hard. Now, Mikey is like 35. So just because I'm 54 doesn't mean I know it all. I've got a lot to learn. Now, I've got a lot of things to share. Yep, you can't be perfect. They're always going to say something about you. Yep, you got to focus on it. Oh my gosh. That had to be hard. My goodness. Yeah, the thing about it is you should never stop learning. Always be learning. Always be learning. Never stop. Never stop improving. If there's one thing that Scripture tells us, the fear of God is the beginning of all wisdom. Is to recognize there is, even if you're an atheist, there is a universe that's bigger than you. If you're a Christian or if you're a Muslim, that there is a universe, there is a divine bigger than you. If we could remember that, just to be humble enough to say we all have something to learn all the time is so very important, that we can always continue to grow. We always need to continue to learn and never stop. I mean, here I am, at 53 being diagnosed with diabetes, going, I've got to learn how to eat better. I've got to learn what got me into this, because the doctors didn't help me. And so I went back to becoming a nutrition coach. I went to class so I could learn something. I already have a master's degree. My wife is a doctor. I mean, she's got the DDS. She's a doctor. She's been to medical school. She keeps learning every year. We do continuing education. So you got to keep learning. So just because you finish school, just because you get a degree, just because you hang a piece of paper on the wall, I know people that don't have those pieces of paper, and they're incredibly intelligent. King, I think about you, brother, all the day, my friend, and I pray for you, and I think about your story. Jordan, you never know when you might get there, man. You never know when you might get there. You might sneak up a little bit even after that. When I turned 21, I was actually 5'5". It was when I turned 21 that I grew another inch. But I'm going to hope and I'm going to pray that maybe you won't grow anymore. So let's hope for that, for sure. So, hey, guys, thank y'all so much for being here. I did not expect to be in here. I've been here almost an hour. And you guys have been awesome. I'm a country boy, though. There you go. I got you. I'm going to need to sign off. I have got some things that I've got to jump over to. But it has been great having everybody on here tonight. Great conversations. I wish I could shrink 3 inches. I bet. But if you guys are here, if you haven't subscribed, please go up and subscribe. I appreciate all the likes, all the conversation, and getting to see everybody on here. Just be aware, I should be back on here tomorrow morning at it'll be 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. No, King, I gotta go, man. I know it's later there than it is for you. I have got a list of things that I still got to do before I hit the bed. I cannot stay up. I cannot stay up any longer. Well, I can't stay on live any longer. I didn't expect to do an hour. So it is good to see you. So just stay tuned. I will be back. You guys, y'all have a great night. Go get the day. Make it golden. Go be excellent to one another and go be excellent to yourself. And as I say, make sure you don't mess up your cortisol. Get your sleep. Turn the phone off for at least 30 minutes before going to bed. And if you need to put the white noise, put the phone on dark mode, okay? Do that. All right. Doubtful Optimist, thank you so very much. Thank you all for being here. Good night, everybody. We'll see you back around on the flip side.